Go. Maybe call your VFF and my stuff.
In the last 5 years, qualify for rates starting at $39 per month.
Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not behold past events. I was free to craft my new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. As a careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it.
Where you at? So sleep this. Latino. That's the wrong thing. Hey, the school they walked into the whiteboard. And that's some satin TV. Trying to leave. What I can talk about, look, I'm trying to get some money. Y'all ain't big up that. Shit. funny, bro. I mean, it was like just on shit. So they want my next cool nigga, feel me? You don't know beef with that, feel me? But they say, yeah, bro. My little homie skinny, he only want to we gotta get him out of here. I'm there, that's so busy, bro. Yeah, I'm with them team, man. What's the name of the song? Man, the name was Ready to Go. Yeah, I got demons. Let's go back to the first team. The first demons, though. You know, we know where y'all at. As we poured up, somebody out there. Cash out to the exact poured up. And tweet this thing, this shit was so right. So, right,
Billionaire Black, King Yellow, and a whole room full of GDs were holding it down at a clip show over in Indiana. Out of nowhere, bands pulled up to the venue completely dope. On the footage, you could literally see Billy standing in the room like, where they at? The GDs were stunned. King Yellow broke it down later that they were ready to get on his ass, but they had to look at each other like, hold on. What is this crazy white boy doing here? Band showed so much pure heart pulling up to a club packed with his ops that the STL dudes actually respected it. They stepped to him, chopped it up with him, and realized he wasn't folding. They ended up patching it up and kicking it that night because love him or hate him, nobody could ever say Billy the Kid didn't have heart. By 2016, GME was still moving heavy, and Bands was doing whatever it took to keep a bag in his pocket. Bands was into a lot of shiesty. Shorty wasn't picky. He was out here scamming on hitting licks and stripping dudes in the streets. If it made money, Bands was on it. That same year, things went completely left when Bands and Chief Dinero plotted on a major lick. The trio masked up and kicked the door to the crib, catching the owner completely off guard inside with his girl and his son. They cornered the dude and demanded the crack open the safe. But when the safe came up empty, Dinero launched it and pistol whipped the dude right in front of his family. 2 teenagers in the house got caught up in the mix too, getting dragged into the back room and gunpoint. Somehow the dude took the pistol whip and caught a break, slipped out the house and ran straight to the lawn. By the time 12 swung the crib, the GM who had already cleared out, but there was a major mistake. The dude knew Dinero personally because he let him crash at the crib before. The law put a name to the face, and both Dinero and Murder got knocked. They ended up both for and taking a 7-year deal. He had to be 50% and sit down for a 3.5-year stretch. But Bands, he completely skated on the whole situation. Because the victims told the police they were only looking for black dudes, 12 didn't even have Bands on their radar. Bands skated on that home invasion case, but by November of 2017, his luck ran out. It was around 3:30 in the afternoon when 12 pulled up over on the 7,700 block. Bands was just sitting there, but as the cops got close, he dipped forward, trying to stash something under the seat. They made him step out, tossed the whip, and right there they found a fresh Glock 40 with 18 rounds packed into an extended 22 rounds. He got a book for the Bible and drugs, with his bond sitting heavy at $150,000. He ended up pleading guilty, catching a 1-year sentence with some parole tacked on the back end. But he didn't stay locked up long. The minute he touched back down from doing his time, his first mission was to hit the trenches.
First day, he said he thought this you said he was going to pay the lectures, though.
No.
Eastside shit. I'll show y'all where these parasites really be living in your body. What you about to see is going to change how you think about every single symptom you got. These right here, parasites attached to your intestinal wall, hiding behind a biofilm shield your immune system literally cannot see. They be fermenting every single thing you eat and pumping.
Eastside shit. Yeah. Call me King Killer Cousin. Back in the land.
I have a question. I got a screwdriver for the person. I'm going to tell me that screwdriver for the person. I'm going to tell you all that for the person too.
But I'm back at it, you know what I'm saying? You dig? The feds that took my app off, so I'm working off this Android, you understand? Weak ass shit, but you know, that's how I do it, man. I'm home, I'm free. That's all that matters, man. Stay tuned, I have an iPhone back tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Just light work. Yeah. Back in the hood. What's the deal, man? We sound crazy, man. Back out this bitch. I'm back down. I wasn't in there with no damn one. I was in there with a whole lot of K-Town. Off the Mac. I was in there with some Mac boys. Spain and them. JC and them. Yeah, I West got it in the county. I ain't gonna lie to you. Can't smoke no dope. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I need a couple cigarettes before I chill out, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That county will take a lot. Hey, let it hit and life no begin. A friend, I just seen who was with me. In the end, had to keep at least a bit in the bins. First day out gonna come out real soon, man. I gotta get back in the studio, man. I got this fat ass band on my fucking leg, man. So, you know, gonna have to figure it out.
He was right back on the block, still active, but his mind was shifting. He was talking heavy about locking in, chasing a major record deal, and using the rap game to finally elevate him out of the Even though bands was fully wrapped up in that street life, sliding, trapping, hitting licks, and doing whatever it took to survive the trenches, he still had a major heart for his people. He wasn't just out here poking. Whenever he secured the real bag, he made sure to double back and look out for the homeless.
It was with humility and restraint
God's work
that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work.
Yeah, man, we up here at McDonald's on Weston, you know. In the hit these streets. We got like 50, 60 cheeseburgers, we got it warm too. You know, it's already cold. We don't wanna give them the cold water.
Will be their responsibility. For my power.
See her back there whipping them bitches up. See what's going on, man. I need all the bags. All the bags. Bro say you finna pull security at my sofa. Say what's up, man. Tell me who you is. Say you out here pulling these work hours in this Antarctica. Man, at least you got a job, brother. Real shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all right. West.
Some blankets for y'all too.
I'm gonna fix. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Alright, say no more, I got you. Okay. Yeah, I got that. Say what's up, man. We out here for Chicago, man. We out here trying to help people out, man. I already know. I'm talking about for real, man. You fellas chunks up out here, man. Get up off your ass, get out here and help these people, man. Y'all ass be capping like y'all be about the Chicago shit for real, man. I ain't with this shit.
By 2019, bands had left 79th and moved out to Rockford, Illinois. about an hour out of Chirac. Rockford ain't got that same heavy rep for bloodshed like Chicago, which is exactly why what happened next shook the whole culture. June of 2019, the whole underground drill scene went completely cold. Vance's mom went to the law about him missing, and his manager, Big C, hit social media, letting the city know that something was seriously wrong. Vance's house was completely trashed, like a home invasion, and his whip was still parked right there in the garage. For 3 straight weeks, the streets were flooded with sick rumors, and nobody knew what happened to him. Then, in late June, 12 finally uncovered his remains, discarded deep in the woods. But the real nightmare started weeks earlier, May 25th, 2019. Vance got lured to a spot on the 5,200 block of Indian Head Avenue. He thought he was pulling up on homies, but it was a straight back door. The minute he stepped inside, he was ambushed. 3 guys, William Arzati, Colt McKennicker, and Dakota Graff, were waiting on him with bats. They caught Vance lacking and beat him to death right there. To cover their tracks, they loaded his body into a truck, drove out to a field in Winnebago County, and set it on fire.
The body of an area rap artist is found dead, and suspicion surrounds his death. 23 News reporter Ashley Antonini has the latest details on the death of William Pickering.
We're here today to talk about murder charges.
Investigators found the body of William Pickering, also known as rapper EBE Bands, Billy the Kid, on Thursday. The artist disappeared earlier this month.
Police made several attempts to locate Mr. Pickering with no success. However, his vehicle was located near his residence.
Into the arrest.
Besides the case, charges of physical allegations. His first degree murder, his first degree murder, count 3 since.
A 22-year-old in full appearance.
Charged with the offense of concealing
Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the rest. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting for the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. My power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting for the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it. Matter of time. My next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events. I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brought them in life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it.
So the French game, but he didn't get caught outside. Sly got into it with a 12-year-old named Ty. Sly told Ty he was going to take his pipe. Ty didn't play no games. The 12-year-old pulled it and emptied.
Sure, no cops.
Clip slide right in front of the whole crew. Shorty Mob didn't forget, and they didn't forgive.
She got a mom, and you can't fool. I promise if you would have said some shit like that, I would have been sure you about it. I promise you, I'm you gonna stand in front of a young woman and tell her she needs to be.
They tracked Baby Ty until they caught him slipping on 91st. A white whip hopped out and stood over him. Baby Ty was turned to a pack at only 13 years old. After he fell, the whole set dissed him. No mercy for a back door. Only Baby Drench showed a little love, but for the rest of the mob, Ty was just another name in a diss. In the rack, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Fat Drench found that out the hard way. Originally from Rouville, he was raised in a set that gives straight belt to NLMB and Shorty Mob. But Drench tried to flip the script, claiming that Drench title was hanging with the mob while his own kin was disrespecting their fallen. He was playing both sides of a war that ain't got no safe zone. Rouville is clicked with Buff City, some of No Limit's biggest problems right now. Drench thought he could be the link, but the streets don't see a link. They see a target. December 2024. The bill came due in a dark alley on 8010th and Colfax. Word is his own circle from Rouville set him up. Before the hit, they were in the car giggling and smirking for the camera. It wasn't an op that caught him. It was a dirty back door. Drench was caught with a headshot and left in the dirt. Because the shot spotters were gone, his body sat there for 2 hours before the world even knew. A lady walking by finally spotted him, but by then, it was too late. He was already DOA. 17 years old, caught in a trap he helped build. But here's the coldest part. After he fell, nobody claimed him. No rest up posts, no birthday shout-outs, nothing from Rouville or Shorty Mob. When you try to run with 2 different packs, you end up dying alone. Quano and his crew just laughed when his name came up. It just goes to show, you can love the streets all you want, but they ain't never gonna love you back.
When Fat Drench passed away though, a week ago, we see y'all make a post dissing him and had the media confused because everybody knows Fat Drench is from this hood.
By late 2024, the East Side was ready to blow. That dirty back door in Lil Scoom had the hounds in the mob looking for a soul. See, Scoom's fall wasn't just a random hit, it was tangled. He was dissing little Curtis, not knowing he had deep family ties over in Risky Road. In September, the bill came due. CEO Hawker, the face of Risky Road, was sliding through Drill City when the trap snapped shut. He tried to let it spray, only catching a man in the ankle. But the return fire was a straight walk down. They hit Reef with a full clip, closing his book right there on the street. A main face for a main face. Shorty Mob and Bloodhound didn't even hide it. They stamped it as the official get back for Scoon. October hit, and the mob put the beam on Trap City. 3 members, 1 driver and 2 hitters, caught fell lacking over on the Ellis block. Word is, Baby Splat and Lil Will hopped out and handled business. Val was DOA at the UFC before he could even see a doctor. Before the smoke even cleared, Baby Splat was on the gram posting about souls for my bloods, dedicating the hit to Jeff and Scoon. Trap City tried to claim the house with Tuck and Tail and letting other sets do their dirty work, but the mob was just getting started. 2 weeks later, the coldest move of them all went down. While they were sending Vel off, a white Jaguar was peppered with lead, crashing into a crib. Inside was Romisha Turner, Vel's own blood. She lost her life on the way to bury her brother. Straight demonic. Word around the rack is the same duo, Splat and Will, were the ones who pulled that trigger. No lines, no limits. March 2025, Shorty Mob put a major score on their oldest rivals, Pocket Town. Big Mex was a main face and a rapper for the town. He was caught lacking on 47th and Evans, waiting on a play, when 3 shooters swarmed the whip. It's all on 4K. 1 shooter popped him, then 2 others stood over him and emptied everything they had. Mex was hit 23 times. The town lost a legend that day. A man they claim was a major factor in the Lil Greg hit. The mob celebrated for a week straight.
Look like the whole like really hate us. Oh my brother, bro. We seen a lot of this NPSC, all this shit. Nick, don't nobody touch us. The op don't touch us. Don't let this shit get y'all head up for the ops. Don't touch us, bro. Oh my brother, bro. Don't let my head. We did for anything that did to us. We did that shit first. Times 3.
Asked my husband, when did you get so big? His confidence hits different with Rougiette Ready. It dissolves under his tongue, works in 15 minutes on average, and can last for up to 36 hours. Rougiette Ready is the first ED formula.
We did for anything that did to us. We did that shit first. Times 3.
But the town don't go outside. They put the belt on and almost caught Munch Dog. He took 1 to the neck, and it almost ended it all. Word is, it sat him in a chair for a minute, and he's lucky to be breathing. Pocket Town's top member, K-Man, was all over the net trolling, asking what size Pampers Munchie was wearing now. That back and forth turned the beef into a straight bloodbath. The Shorty Mob and Pocket Town Shorties are locked in a war that's more vicious than the Drench Gang days. There ain't no peace treaties, and there ain't no fakes, just pure smoke. July 2025, Mellow Bucks was on top of the world, popping out for a new tape, Hollywood, in River North. The whole structure was in there deep. NLMB, Drench Gang, and East End. Doo-Wop and Big Op were in the building living it up, thinking they were out the way. As the party let out at 11 p.m., a black whip was lurking. 2 hitters were inside, one with a Glock with a switch, the other with a Draco. They didn't even tap the brakes. They just let it spray on the crowd. Pure madness turned the sidewalk into a straight graveyard in seconds. 4 names went on the shirt that night, and 15 more were left bleeding in the street. Among the fallen was LPZ from NLMB, the younger brother of No Limit Rock, who fell in a mass shooting back in 2012. It's the same nightmare, different year for that family. Also caught in the crossfire was Vontae from TTD, Mellow Bucks' own boyfriend. He was a right hand, staying close until the game tore him apart. Even Doo-Wop caught 1 in the leg, but he limped away to see another day. The streets say Pocket Town applied that pressure. Word is they were balancing the books for Big Mex and didn't care who stood factor from the town is the one they point the finger at for that work. After staying low from RICO cases and FBI heat, the town proved they still got a long arm, enough to bleed the downtown lights and remind everybody that nowhere is truly safe. In the rag, energy don't got no delay. Risky bands from Risky Road thought it was funny when Mellow Buck's best friends got caught in that hailstorm in River North. High speed on the gram, laughing at NLMB, dissing females who had nothing to do with the war. But the streets always collect. Same thing that make you laugh will make you cry. Didn't take long for the clock to reset. That same energy Risky Bands put out hit his own front door. His big sister, Gina, aka G-Baby, was caught in a whip on 79th. Hitters emptied the clip while his little niece was right there in the back seat watching her mother go. Shorty Mob put their name on it immediately. Baby Splat hopped on their story with 4 words. 2 wrongs make a right. Pure evening to score for what happened to those girls downtown. Bands was on high speed after that. He went to the net and put a 72-hour time on their heads. He told the world Shorty Mob had 3 days before he made the whole rack bleed. But the mob didn't miss a beat. They stayed strapped, stayed in the crib, and watched the clock tick. When the 72 hours hit 0 and nothing happened, the trolling went nuclear. Shorty Mob members were all over the gram asking, 72 hours up, why haven't you killed one of my close friends yet? A deadline with no action is just a loud scream in a graveyard. But the merry-go-round don't stop. While the streets bleed, these shorties are jumping on beats to brag about it. Baby Splat, a Shorty Mob factor born in 2010.
Okay, that's what's up. So what grade you in, bro? I'm a freshman. You a freshman in high school? Yeah, you tell your ass lying. I know you a freshman for real, bro? Yeah. So yeah, I can sign it. You know what type of shit?
He's already dropping tapes like Reckless Way. He's claiming 4 hats and he ain't even old enough to get a license. He's sitting in a cell right now for a striker, but his music is keeping the static viral. These shorties are 15, 16 years old, chasing that little Jeff Cloud, trying to be the face of the city before they become the next big pack. It's a race between the billboards and the dirt, and in a city where nobody plays fair, the finish line usually comes.
Starting from Cape Town, South Africa, you head north, passing through the savannas of Botswana, Zambia, and Tanzania, before reaching the southern end of collateral ride in Call of Duty Mobile on a 5 versus 5 round of team deathmatch. The competition is weird, but with an XM4 you customized in Gunsmith, you take down enough enemies to increase your score streak and fall for a chopper gunner. By eliminating enemy forces on the ground, you gain victory for your squad. The path leads here. Download Call of Duty Mobile today. Sonny was standing on the killing floor, still wet with blood from the last fight. The guy who'd done the killing circled him now, a massive hunchback called Horus, the king's executioner. Sonny gulped, hard. 43 challengers had walked onto this floor. None had walked off it. Horus cracked his knuckles.
Another tiny little worm. Pity. I was hoping for a real challenger.
He tore his last opponent apart with his bare hands. Hadn't even broken.
Warning, this video contains themes of violence, drug use, and gang activity. Every effort has been made to censor any shocking clips that depict violence in line with YouTube's community guidelines. If you're over 18 and you want to see the uncut version of my videos, they're available to my supporters over on patreon.com/DraklorRoss. This video has been put together as a historical account of the events that unfolded in this story. No disrespect is intended, and rest in peace to everybody in this video who lost their lives.
Chicago police have filed their first murder charge stemming from the deadliest week in Chicago seen this year.
I see, see it, man. Always been part of the world charity. I'm proud of the world charity. Every death, share the death. The task completed. Yeah, that's when it comes to Chicago drill music, there is no more famous hooligan than O-Block. The Parkway Gardens housing development, as it's officially known, spawned a generation of rappers who pioneered the modern-day rendition of gangster rap that you may know as drill music. People like Chief Keef rose to the top of the rap game off the back of booming tracks that painted a picture of life on one of America's most dangerous blocks. But while people like Chief Keef were getting famous with their stories and raps about the life on the Chicago streets, people like King Von were actually in the streets, killing rival gang members or ops, settling scores for their dead members, and defending their block in what has become a literal domestic war zone. My recent video on the murder of FBG Duck was a 2.5-hour breakdown where we looked at dozens of murders taking place on Chicago's South Side, the shocking reality behind the Chicago drill music that has become so popular. It's a story that saw countless young, promising, and talented men losing their lives early for what really seemed like a feud over nothing. O-Block and the war on Chicago's South Side tends to attract the main focus of coverage about Chicago drill and street goings on. But Chicago is a big city with talented rappers and fearsome gangbangers hidden away in every corner and pocket. So today we're going to head east and look at a slightly less famous, but equally if not more bloody war taking place in another part of Chicago that has had an enormous impact on the gangster rap and drill music scene coming out of the city. This is an area that has been so dangerous for decades now that the locals have nicknamed it Terror Town. And this is also an area that has spawned another one of the most famous rappers in Chicago drill history, G Herbo. Over the course of his career, G Herbo went from being shot at on the Terrortown blocks to touring the country and taking in millions of dollars. But that part wasn't easy. Herbo grew up witnessing decades of danger and violence on his block, with many of his childhood friends losing their lives in front of his very eyes. Fortunately for G Herbo, he was able to put the pain that he witnessed and experienced in the streets into his art and his music, with his subsequent success taking him far away from the Terrortown blocks that terrorized him and his friends most of their childhood. I mean, it's no wonder that his biggest charting album is titled PTSD, but sadly, getting away isn't easy, and many of his friends wouldn't be so lucky. And while G Herbo was living at large, traveling on private planes, the war was still going on back at home. Year after year, bodies would continue dropping, and some of Herbo's friends would be wondering why he was so lucky, but not them. This is a story of betrayal, brutality, but most importantly, brotherhood, with the gang that Herbo and his group grew up representing going by NLMB, which on the streets stands for the No Limit Muskegon Boys. But to fans of Herbo's music, NLMB stands for Never Leave My Brothers. So today, we'll be taking a closer look at one of Chicago's most dangerous.
If you have a love for antiques, vintage decor, or just generally beautiful things, and your stores don't have a lot of stock, you're gonna love it. Whatnot is the #1 live streaming shopping app. You can place bids on items like vintage decor, items for your home, and get really great deals. Name brands, brand new with tags, you save a lot. Chances are, if you've seen me wearing something in a video, it's probably from Whatnot. Whether you want clothes or you're like me and really favoring some fun vintage decor. I got this super cute silver-plated fruit bowl, but I'm gonna use this as a bread bowl for my table. You know, college
Why are you doing it there?
This one is from the 1930s. I got it for $15 on Whatnot. This app is so much fun. I have had such a great time shopping on it. I just found something out that makes me so angry, like I can't even. Okay, let me just tell you. Someone doesn't say her name, but one of my friends, she got hit by a car 3 months ago. Not her fault, the other driver ran the red light. She's literally dealing with so much back pain, can barely pick up her kids. Okay. Insurance calls her, and do you know what they offered her?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $7,000 for a wreck that wasn't even her fault. For months of pain, for not even being able to work, not being able to hold her own children without crying. $7,000? There's something they could her life's worth. Here's the thing that nobody tells you. So the insurance company, they have an entire team of people whose only job, like their only job, is to figure out how to pay you as little as possible. They have software for it, algorithms. They are literally calculating the minimum amount they can offer you before you just, take it. And you know people take it because, there's no other option.
Wonderful.
She's about to take it somewhere else. She's
Kenshi. Shang Tsung. Jax. Sub-Zero. Sundo.
All I must do is separate you from your sword.
Easier said than done, sorcerer.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight.
I can spin on this one. All I did was bought the fucking the shit from Walmart.
Round one.
Will you yield?
Round two. Fight.
Where do we get the hold at? Huh? You doing what? Huh? But the hole is gonna be there to so we can fix it. To replace the hole? To replace the hole? I have to replace that hole.
I gotta use to fix it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could replace that hole.
You're gonna fix parts and we'll bring parts.
Fight.
Why is that holding you bust? What is something that I did?
Yeah, them pretty tough hoes to bust.
Yeah, I was scoring. You see, I was scoring on the car and shit. I was scoring like a fucking, like a deep one. Scoring out the fucking.